What's going on, folks, and welcome into Third and Long here on Sports Tree. I'm Connor Roundtree, and we're going to jump right into this show by breaking down Thursday Night Football. Now, it was just on air over on Monkey Night Fight with Jim Coventry from RotoWire and SiriusXM NFL, and man, oh man, do we have some good looks for this matchup. I'm excited, and it all starts with the Green Bay Packers. They found their offense last week, 31 points against the Dallas Cowboys, and a Dallas Cowboys defense that has, well, a premier pass rush in the NFL. And how did the Packers nullify that? They turned to Aaron Jones and they ran the football. He ran for 138 yards last week on 5.8 yards per carry and scored a touchdown. The problem is that's not going to work against this Titans team. The Titans have allowed 10 or fewer points in 3 of the last 4 games. They've only allowed 22 points or more once all season. And on top of that, they have the third best rush defense in the NFL with only 2 rushing touchdowns against all season. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of room for the Packers to move the ball on the ground. However, Aaron Rodgers threw the air to Aaron Jones. That's a nice spot. 23.5 yards is his line. Even money. There you go. Now, something I want to note here is that the pass rush for the Tennessee Titans, they hit Russell Wilson 18 times last week. 18 times. So Aaron Rodgers isn't going to have a lot of time to throw. That pass line of 244.5 yards has already gone down to 240.5. I still like the less on that. I think Green Bay is going to have to run, and then when Tennessee has the ball, it's the Derrick Henry show. Meaning the clock is going to tick. Both teams are going to look to run the ball to keep their quarterbacks alive, realistically. Derrick Henry, though, averaging over 102 rushing yards per game this season. His line tonight, it's right around 100 yards. I'll take the more on that. I like him to go over 100 rushing yards. He's a physical back, and the Packers, they're giving up 5.1 yards per carry to running backs this season. And taking on Derrick Henry, he's not just any other running back. He's a guy that's going to grind you down, and that will pay dividends as the clock ticks on. So I like Derrick Henry to really have a big game here, and anytime TD is a good spot for him as well. And I like this game to be the Titans. I like the Titans as the underdog spot, the money line at plus 155. I think that's a great look. And then if you can get them at plus 3.5 points for a little safer spot, there's another good look for you as well. The Thursday Night Football taken care of. Let's look at the Carolina Panthers taking on the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. And the Panthers, they're going to start Baker Mayfield. PJ Walker is hurt. And Mayfield, he's taking on a Ravens defense that has seen a lot of him when he played in Cleveland. The Ravens will be familiar with him. The defense is rounding into form. I think that they're going to smack around this Panthers team. I think they're going to get after Baker Mayfield and hold him to possibly under 10 points. I think this could be a really, really good spot for the Baltimore Ravens to establish some swagger and some momentum heading into the rest of the season. I like the Ravens to win this game. I like them to cover the 13 points. Cleveland at Buffalo. The Browns are on the road for the second straight week after losing to Miami, and the Bills are coming off a terrible loss to the Vikings, and I mean brutal. They had a 17-point lead. I predicted a huge Bills win right here on this platform, and through the first 3 quarters, that's what it looked like. And then cue Kirk Cousins, the worst, most clutch quarterback in the history of the NFL. It makes sense. He's a terrible quarterback. He loses to teams he should beat. And then he goes out in dire situations like this and finds a way to win. It's actually so entertaining. It's so much fun to watch, but goodness gracious, it is tough to predict. However, Cleveland Browns, they don't have Kirk Cousins. Very basic offense, terrible defense. And I think the Bills are going to take their frustration out and just kick the crap out of the Browns. Just absolutely pummel them. So I'll take the Bills to cover the 8 points at home and win that one convincingly. The New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. Now, we saw this game a few weeks ago, dominated by the defenses, only 39 points scored. The over-under for this is 38 points. I'll take the under. In the past 3 weeks, the weather conditions have gone from terrible to winter. It is snowing in the Northeast. If you haven't noticed, there's snow everywhere. If you don't live in the Northeast, you're lucky. Well, there you go. Lots of snow, cool conditions. Even if it's not snowing, you got cool conditions. That mitigates the field goal opportunities, and that's how we saw that 39 points produced last game. Only 2 touchdowns were scored. The rest was field goals. So it's going to be a lot tougher to kick the ball, and I trust these defenses to play some smash mouth football with a playoff position, a potential playoff berth on the line between the Jets and the Patriots. Wow. I didn't see that one coming. Anyway, Seattle taking on Pittsburgh. The Bengals, they've had a bye week. That means Joe Burrow's coming in fresh. All the Bengals, all their boo-boos, all their injuries, they're feeling much, much better. And I think they're going to kick the crap out of the Steelers. I know the Steelers are coming off a big win over the Saints, but the Saints offense couldn't move the ball to save their lives last week. I don't think that defense is going to stop Joe Burrow. I'll take the Bengals to cover the spread and win the football game. Now, Sunday Night Football. Let's get into it. Kansas City versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Patrick Mahomes is back to business as usual, folks. He leads the NFL in passing yards per game and co-leads the NFL in touchdown passes. He has 25 of them. In fact, he added 4 more just last week. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, leads the league in tight end receiving yards. No surprise there. However, Mahomes also spread the ball out to 10 separate receivers last week. And that's just going to be too much for this LA defense to handle. And then on the other side of the ball, Justin Herbert, he's coming off a performance where he threw for less than 200 yards and had a QB rating of 73. Yikes. That's just not going to do it in the NFL. However, Keenan Allen could be playing. If he gets his top receiver back, things change. Keenan Allen has yet to play a full game this season. The onus for the Chargers to keep up with the Chiefs is on Herbert, right? And if he doesn't have weapons around him, if he doesn't have depth of skill at the skill positions, there's not much you can do. Everett got hurt last week. Eckler's been banged up on and off all year. That's his saving grace. But he needs to get Keenan Allen on the field. They need to get Mike Williams on the field. But if they can get Allen on the field this week, they should be able to generate some points. However, there is just no slowing down this Kansas City offense. There just isn't. Kansas City is too good. Kansas City wins this game on Sunday night. Now, next week, we will be back with Grizzly Bears picks. My printer is broken right now, so I wasn't able to print off the picks. I know he's really sad. I know you guys are sad. But yes, Grizzly Bear will be back doing his selection for the primetime game. So you'll get him for Thursday night football, Sunday night football, which we break down every week on this show, and then Monday night football on the Monday morning wrap. Now we need to get back into action here. The NFL has not been kind to us this year. I really like those prop picks that we broke down for Thursday night football, and then keep your eye out for those breakdowns for Sunday football when it comes around. And then we'll have Trees 3 tomorrow to break down any other matchups or if there's any other news and or props that you guys should be looking at. Folks, that's it. Enjoy the football. I'm Connor Roundtree. Thanks for tuning in to Third and Long here on Sports Tree.